So I thought I would do a very fast update video because I realize it's been a while. I've got Willie and Daisy out here. I think it's only like not even 6:30 in the morning. We started out at 5:45 for our morning walk this morning because I have to work early. But anyway, Willie sees the bunny over there. This will be funny. So anyway, he can see she's definitely not, she's acting in fine spirits. So here we are with Willow and Daisy. Yes, she see the bunny. I know. Come on this way, girls. And yet Willow is she's very sensitive. So she's one of the better ones when I tell her go easy down the hill so she doesn't wipe me out. But anyway, I wanted to give you guys an update on the breeding. So everything went successfully. So we're very much hoping for the little puppies. But I also am willing to just roll with whatever the universe, because I did deliberate so much about breeding 4 times, which is kind of silly, I think, because, you know, a lot of breeders have bred 4 times. I've talked to so many people I respect in 2 different vets, and my only thing with Willow was that she already produced such volume of puppies. I wanted to make sure I wasn't compromising her in any way, but I just think she's like literally what I heard said once is when you have a dog like Willow, a female in your program, and you're really truly trying to contribute to the breed, then you have like a platinum dog. And it made me realize, and it's true, Daisy is such a baby still. She, look at her, she acts like the young child of a human family. And so I just didn't feel ready to even think about breeding her till at least a year from now, when she'll be over 2. But anyway, why I'm writing is there's a possibility that something catastrophic happened thanks to our moron neighbor. I have to say, it's really sad because we've lived so many years and had no problems with our neighbors in multiple different neighborhoods. In fact, we're always the one that had the parties and got along with everybody. But this has been a challenge. Like Lexi said, we really hit the jackpot. Now, the last people I was kind of complaining about are actually really nice people, so I hope they don't ever listen to this. But I was just sad about the backyard breeding of golden doodles because I don't agree with that. I don't agree with breeding any dogs that aren't recognized by the AKC. So anyway, that's a different story. But the neighbor I'm talking about now is this lady that lives behind us. I've been dealing with her. I don't think I've really talked about it much, but for 3 years, maybe 4 years. I have texts going back. Luckily, I've saved everything and multiple videos and pictures of her dogs, what they do. She's just, unfortunately, should not even have 1 dog, but she has 2 border collies. Now she has 4, if you can believe it. She actually bred a litter that I saw marching with their mom in the lead across a field to the road on the other side of our street. So she lives behind us. We don't share a property line. There's a road that separates us. Anyway, her whole litter of puppies had escaped and they were marching towards the road, and I text her that. But the other most thing that I've been texting her about is that her 2 border collies are extremely aggressive, and Al went over to talk to her about it once because they come across the road and then they race our fence line, and Asher's come up one time limping right before a show. Thank God he got over it, but I thought he actually pulled something, so I was like in panic mode because of also the fact that, as many of you, most of you know, you can have your own dogs start fence fighting if they start racing the dogs up at the fence line. But unlike us, her dogs get no exercise, so they're pent up, neurotic, and honestly horrible dogs. So when Al went over to talk with her about keeping them contained, they bit him, and so he had a bite through jeans that was bloody. We have that all recorded too, and her response and everything. But I've still been nice about it, trying to keep the peace for 3 years. And so finally, last week or the week before, after we had just bred Willow, she went up there and it escalated because she came back with scratches on her face because she started putting her head through the fence. And when I pulled her away, because Daisy was still up there, and Daisy had been previously ignoring everything, but now Daisy's interested. So it's just basically gotten completely out of control. And long story short, we've been more patient than I don't even think anyone would be this patient. And part of it is that Al likes conflict even less than I do. And he kept saying, we got to try to resolve it. Don't call animal control. And no, it was like I told this if it happens again, I'm calling animal control. I told her, and she's like, yeah, well, I can't really put the collars on the puppies yet because, and I had videos of all 4 of them chasing our fence line, and I tell her, and I went up there to go, and she was grabbing 2 of the puppies, and she said, I'm trying to get rid of them. And it's like, that's the kind of people that have 4 dogs and we live near that are trying to get rid of. And like, if you are and you ever listen to this lady, then know that there's a million border collar rescues. I mean, we're not morons. I'm a nice person, but you can't let yourself be walked on. And so basically, long story short, we did call animal control, thank God. But yeah, she was trying to tell me she couldn't put the e-collars on 6-month-old puppies. Well, as horrible as that may sound, either build a dang fence or get the effing collars on them, because the truth is, and they almost got hit when they were running across the road the other day to chase our dogs. So now we've got video cameras up there installed too. Not that we even need it, but sometimes when you're rushing up there, like the other day when Al had, so the long story short is I'm sick and could even look at small claims court, I suppose, if Willow ends up not pregnant, because Al called me from the show Saturday and said there was an incident and he was really upset. And basically Willow was up there and she had the dog, he thought, by the neck, which I wish, to be honest. And there was blood everywhere. But I think, unfortunately, it was her mouth. I haven't been brave enough to even look at Willow's mouth. And in retrospect, we think it was the older dog, so they had an e-collar on and she was pulling the collar, and that's where all the blood came. But she was pulling with every fiber of her being to get the dog through the fence. And Al laid into the human grade taser, and he was going to try to tase the dog. But first he thought he would do the noise, and Willow is extremely noise sensitive, and we've never deployed it. And this is a hike and strike, so it can kill a human being, actually. It says that on there. I don't know if it could, but we've never used it. But he pressed the button, and I guess Willow took off like a bat out of hell, as did all the dogs. And now Obi won't even go up there, which, he's a very soft and sweet dog. And, of course, then she starts texting back on the offensive after we call animal control, which is hilarious. I mean, there's nothing for her to get offensive on, but she's trying to say just because of the breed of dogs we have, they're vicious, whatever. I could give a rip about it. We're 100,000,000% in the right. And, again, I think there is a chance to look at small claims court if Willow doesn't have puppies. I don't know how you would prove it, and I'll take it as the universe meant to be, because you just can't really continue life with a battle all the time. I do believe in karma, I really do, and I'll just, but if she is pregnant, Lexi's coming over this week on purpose, even though I wasn't going to have her, just to nurture Willow and give extra love, which is what I've been doing. But I start to question and doubt. She's acting sleepy and hungry, which is a good sign, but she'd be about almost a week and a half along now, and sometimes when they're older, they show pretty quick, and she's not showing anything. But the good thing is she's really hungry, aren't you, Willie? But I am sad because, I asked my mentor, and she said, and Henrietta, you and others can weigh in on this. My mentor said, abortion is not easy in the doggy world. So, and it makes sense. You look at all these abused animals that have litters of puppies, so probably it's okay. But she then did mention, without me even telling her that we deployed that loud noise, she said, but if you had a dog that, say, hated fireworks, and maybe there was a big explosion of fireworks, I don't know why she would even know this, but that would be enough maybe to cause an abortion. So I don't know, I'm a little freaked out. So anyway, that's my story. Hopefully we're going to have puppies at the end of July. I will know by June 28th, everybody. That's the day we're confirming. Okay, girls, let's show your pretty faces, because that was a whole lot of me talking. Here's my Daisy. Stop. Oh, and Daisy and Asher have been doing great at the shows again. We didn't have a great weekend at this last one, but I knew the judges would not be, going for that. Like, a lot of times Asher will lose if there's a black dog with what Dana calls the more contemporary head style, which is more of a pushed-in muzzle, and like Asher has the little wrinkles around, which isn't desirable, but there's so much else about him. His head and expression is beautiful, but the rest of his body is what's amazing, and people ignore the standards sometimes for just one aspect of it, color or head, and but on the other hand, there are good dogs out there for competition, so I'm not complaining, and I don't really care that much. I may not like the people of the dog that won in any way, shape, or form. She's one of the horrible hater, low-class karma will come to her people, but On the other hand, I've always said her dog was really nice, the particular one. So it is what it is. And Daisy got first place again in her bred by exhibitor class 2 times. And there's just tons of competition for girls out there, and she's still very young. Most people, a lot of people have dogs in the classes, not even near their championship, that they're just bringing out. That's Asher and Willow's age. So anyway, that's the drama of the competition. All right, girls, let's say bye-bye. Everybody have a wonderful week.